Hello YouTube! Welcome to my YouTube channel, Anna Bella, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Netflix limited series, Inventing Anna. It's a 9-episode series starring Anna Chomsky, formerly from the My Girl film series, playing a reporter called Vivian. Vivian is not the reporter's real name. In fact, I'm not going to say the reporter's real name. You can Google it. It is all about Anna Sorkin, cough cough, Anna Delvey, who is excellently played by Julia Gardner. There is also Katie Lois, who plays Rachel. And what Anna Delvey attempted to do is absolutely legendary. I've never seen anything like it. She basically used her Instagram account to try to be a fake German heiress. Oh my goodness, she's actually a Russian. She was born in Russia. Her parents had to move to Germany where she wasn't accepted, and she got really obsessed with clothes. I'm kind of going with some kind of Asperger's syndrome here, or narcissistic personality disorder. Those are the only two things. But oh my goodness, I cannot believe America allows you to still cash a check. That is so weird. You need chip and pin over there, seriously. Like, checks are dead, particularly in the UK. I cannot believe what she attempted to do. She attempted to con her way to buy a massive apartment in New York and turn it into the Anna Delvey Foundation, which was going to have an art gallery and exclusive clubs and restaurants. It was just complete visionary, and she succeeded by getting her way into New York high society. Using Instagram. Fascinating. And all of these major players who still are all alive, all these people are still alive and real and everything. It's just incredible. I cannot believe what she made Fortress Bank do for her. She was this close to actually succeeding. Her lawyer argued really well. And this is interesting because it comes to the character of Rachel, which actually connects quite nicely to my third video in this series, the Tinder Swindler. Basically, Anna, her personal trainer, and her friend Rachel, and this guy who basically films things for a living, because Anna was going to go down the whole Katie Price, Kardashian reality TV car crash line, which is something that no person should want to go down to. Trust me, don't do it. I was astounded because they flew out to Morocco, which is a dangerous country, so they have to have security, and they stayed in the most luxurious places. They also went to the Yves Saint Laurent gardens with the beautiful cactuses and the blue. I loved it, but it was, you know, for a tour of that you're looking at least £5,000 per person, and there was 3 of them that went and they couldn't pay. And it was quite shocking. So what happened is Anna claimed to have banking problems, so she couldn't use her credit cards because in reality they were all maxed out and there was no money in them. And this meant that Rachel, who worked for a magazine in New York, she had a company one and she had a personal one. She put down a personal one, but she had to take her personal one because they went to the gardens, which meant that she had to leave her company one there. They went with a guard to make sure that they were, you know, going to come back because of security reasons. When they got back to the hotel lady said, "I shouldn't have let you go," but this actually meant that Rachel had to get her credit card to go and pay for the visit to the Yves Saint Laurent gardens. And this, I mean, if Rachel hadn't have done that, she and her video filming guy couldn't have come home. The personal trainer lady luckily got food poisoning, so she went home early anyway, which is, you know, karma from the universe according to her. But I still can't get over the fact that people didn't see the fact that Rachel was manipulated and defrauded by Anna. Just to let you know, these glasses are real. I can't actually see without them. The camera is now blurry and I have no idea of basically anything. Just letting you know, I do actually need my spectacles. Just making that clear. And it's really interesting because it comes down to the definition of fraud. Is somebody manipulating you out of your credit cards fraud or not? Because that connects with the Tinder Swindler, because he did the same thing. Simon Levi did the same thing to a hell of a lot of women. Anna was also defrauding a hell of a lot of banks to get her lovely Anna Delvey Foundation building. I can't believe it, because she claimed that she was going to access a trust fund at 25, and she was looking to invest her trust fund money. And Fortress Bank fell for it. My goodness, she's got some really good balls. That Anna really, really, really obsessed with Yves Saint Laurent and all of the high-class fashion brands. It was just amazing. And her knowledge of them, and the fact that she had very blunt speaking. I'm thinking possibly on the spectrum. And it's interesting that when it came to her trial, that she was doing fashion shows every day. It was more about what she wore and not really about the charges. So it just shows you that the way that we live instantly in this social media bubble has no grounding in reality, because the courts couldn't get their head around what made Anna Delvey or Anna Sorkin tick. They just couldn't understand it, and you could see the judge there trying to sort of figure out, yes, the crime has been committed, but what exactly? Can we 100% prove that she was going to defraud these banks? Can we 100% say that that is exactly what was going to happen or not? Sorry for all the hair fiddling, it's just annoying me because it's so long and I haven't decided how to cut it, but that's beside the point. I really like the amount of research and detail that went into these episodes. There was 9 of them, and each one of these episodes was a self-contained story, which made up a whole of these 9 episodes. So you could tune into any one of these 9 and have a beginning, middle and end, and that was that, because it was from this person's perspective, because there was the personal trainer who had a perspective, there was the journalist's perspective, there was the banker. I really felt sorry for the banker at the end of his episode, because you could see that he'd trapped himself, which is really strange for me, feeling sorry for a banker. Is it capitalism's fault? I don't think it is. I think that's a cheap answer. I think it's consumerism, and I think it's VIPs who have blatantly shown their lifestyle on Instagram with no regard for the fact that the average person could never achieve that. So it's like, here, look, I've got golden face cream. I'm just going to rub it really in your nose. And if you have all these things shoved down your throat repeatedly, it's going to affect people. People say, oh, children and young people are obsessed with social media. How do adults prevent this? And I'm like, that's the wrong question. The question is why are adults obsessed with social media? Because if adults are obsessed with social media, you can bet your bottom dollar that children and young people will be obsessed too. It is not a child problem or a youth problem or a teenage problem or a young university student problem. It's a global problem, because social media operates 24/7 all over the globe with no regard to countries' boundaries at all. So policing that is impossible, and we will come to this point again in the Tinder Swindler, because there are some interlocking and connecting links. In La Belle Sauvage, we have the place of women. Are women controlled by their biology to have babies, or can they have a career? Marissa Coulter is a classic example of this. She did not allow herself to be trapped by having Lyra. As Anna Sorkin says, having a baby is not special. People have babies in fields every day, and that's really quite interesting, because you're giving birth to a unique person. There is only one you. You are unique. There is nobody quite like you. So every baby is unique and special, but yet having them is not special. It's really interesting what's going on here, because a black dress is a black dress, and it's made the same, in the same style and shape, with the same fabric, or a cheaper version of the same fabric. It's the same, yet the price tag is not. But yet the same effort has gone into it or hasn't gone into it. Is that the same with the person? There are so many things to unpick with Inventing Anna. I love the music, I love the set design, I love the acting, and I love the fact that we got to see different people's versions of it, because it is such a strange story. You would have never have believed it. And it also is quite comforting because it takes us back to 2017, 2018, 2019, just before the pandemic hit, which is what everybody is yearning for at the moment. But I don't think we'll ever get back there. We are going to have to wear masks in crowded public transport. Not everybody is a VIP and can have a car. And it's really interesting, this idea of being a basic person. Oh, you're just a basic regular person. But what people don't understand is some VIPs don't VIP all the time. They actually have a couple of VIP experiences, but the majority of the time they go along with everybody else, because you have to be able to blend in with everybody else. Otherwise society will crack and crumble. You can't spend all your time at home in an ivory tower. I mean, yes, I know everybody did during the pandemic, but everybody's experience of lockdown would have been different. I mean, if you had a swimming pool in your home, that's great. You don't have to go to the gym, do you? And I'm sure those people that had a swimming pool in their home were able to enjoy far more leisure at home than some people that were stuck in a 2-bedroom bedsit flat. Capitalism? Did capitalism create Anna Sorkin? No, I don't think so. Did teenage magazines? Because there was that scene of her as a child cutting off the heads of celebrities, wearing certain dresses and putting herself on them. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. And it's interesting. Does Anna Sorkin see jail like a hotel? Because it's exactly the same. You get free food, free clothes, free this, free that. Only thing is you've committed a crime and you are in the care of the state. Is that not what hotels do? There was some really interesting parallels going on there. Why is it so hard for people who come to New York and make it big? I mean, Rachel in the end had to sell her Anna Sorkin story to actually enable her to write, because she came to New York to be a writer, but she ended up working at a magazine, not writing. And it was interesting with the character of Vivian. She had a bad experience because a male colleague didn't fact check, and thus she got sent to Scriberia, where the older writers grow and get planted and never leave, and she managed to escape it. But it really is interesting on the place of women and why everybody cared so much about Anna, because I think that, did Anna appreciate it or not appreciate it? Because she was young, she was under 25 when all of this happened to her. I mean, I know now she's 31, and yes, she is in detention because she got released from jail, she overstayed on her visa, she got put back in jail. What are you going to do? But I actually feel better sleeping. I sleep better at night knowing that she's locked away, because what she did to people, how she made them feel, how she belittled people was quite shocking. Sociopathic? Who knows? But there's a line. There are lines of common decency that even rich people don't do, and that rich people can be cold. And it's interesting that some rich people didn't press charges because they didn't want to be seen to be making a fuss. Because how do we understand this type of crime? Because it's not like anybody got stabbed or shot or kicked in the head, but their money got taken, so they were embarrassed. Anna Sorkin managed to embarrass New York creme de la creme society. Fascinating. Loved the music, loved the set design, loved the acting, loved all the episodes. Out of 10, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It was fantastic. It was such a compelling story. And what was really interesting is the two male guys couldn't understand why this story was so important. It was like gender divide, but also age divide as well. They couldn't see, they couldn't understand it. It was like the judge, she was like, she couldn't really understand like this whole case. I mean, yes, people want more. We all want more. We want better lifestyle. We want this, that, the other. And those aren't bad things, as long as you achieve. The money is a tool to enable you to do these things that you want to do, but it's not the be all and end all. I mean, Gucci shoes, at the end of the day, are Gucci shoes. If you need to sell them and use the money to feed yourself. Your welfare and self-care come first before a blinking pair of shoes at the end of the day. They are items that we use to invest our money. and then we can gain our money back through them. And I think that that's really important. We've got to keep perspective. It was interesting that Anna wouldn't wear any of the bought clothes again because she said they're dirty. I'm not going to wear them. And I mean, she wasn't exactly doing a lot of exercise. She was sitting in a seat at her trial, but yet she wouldn't wear them again because they were being put on Instagram. So our whole understanding of fashion is skewed, and I think that that's really important. And I've spoken so much. There's so much to get in here with this story. It's just incredible. There's gender, there's economy, there's understanding of social class, there's social mobility issues. There is capitalism wrong? Is consumerism wrong? Are our values, is society's values now actually harming society itself? And I would say yes, because we're not cohesive. It took a pandemic for people to sort of pull together, but did they pull together? How can you pull together if you're all separate in your homes, not having united experiences, yet watching the news and seeing how many people are dying and how many people are going up and down in a hospital? Admissions, fascinating stuff, but still separate. Separate yet together, apart yet together. That's Shades of Grey by by Jasper. That's it, Jasper. And that's interesting. Being separate we are apart, being separate we are together. That is a good book. Jasper Ford, Shades of Grey. I'm not talking about the other one either. Really, really enjoyed this series. Found it fascinating and compelling, but also it's not really about Anna Sorkin. It's about how she affected everybody else, because she is such an oyster. You can't really get to know her. There's no warmth, there's no compassion in her. It's the other characters you care about and their views and perspectives. Like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you again in my review of the Tinder Swindler, which actually connects very nicely to Inventing Anna and La Belle Sauvage. Bye!